A single missile interceptor can cost more than $2 million. The drone it's trying to shoot down can cost less than a used car. Fire enough of those, you don't need to lose the war. You go broke winning it. That is the exact math underneath every modern conflict right now. Ukraine, the Red Sea, the Pacific. Nobody is fighting for a single decisive battle anymore. They're fighting a war of production. Whoever can lose the most, the cheapest, the fastest, wins before the expensive side even runs out of courage. And here is the physical problem. The United States spent 70 years building the most expensive, most exquisite weapon on Earth. Fighter jets that take a decade to build, missiles that cost more than a house, and a machine that was built to win a war of skill. It was never designed to survive a war of volume. A fight where the other side doesn't need to be better, just cheaper and more numerous over and over for years. You cannot out-engineer an enemy who is willing to lose 10,000 drones to your 10. It was never built to win a war of arithmetic. Most investors think the winner of the next drone era will be whichever prime contractor builds the most advanced next generation fighter. They couldn't be more wrong. The winner is whoever builds the thing that gets shot at instead of it. Cheap enough to mass produce, expendable enough to lose on purpose, and available in numbers the exquisite jet cannot match. Today, we're unmasking the company quietly supplying that side of nearly every modern American weapons program. Kratos Defense Security Solutions, ticker KTOS. Kratos doesn't try to outbuild Lockheed Martin or Northrop Grumman. It never bids to be the prime contractor holding the multi-billion-dollar program of record. Instead, it builds parts of the kill chain that need to be cheap, fast, and disposable. The parts that every single prime, every single platform eventually needs and can't build themselves fast enough. No exquisite weapon flies without something expendable clearing the way first. So let's start with the aircraft. Kratos builds the XQ-58A Valkyrie, a jet-powered drone that flies alongside a manned fighter. It's what the Air Force calls a loyal wingman. Picture a fighter pilot who no longer has to fly into the most dangerous airspace on Earth. The drone goes first. It scouts the threat, draws the fire, maybe even fires back, and if it gets shot down, nobody writes a letter to its family. That sounds simple until you ask why nobody else can build it. The answer is decades of unglamorous history. Kratos has spent 30 years building the aerial target drones the US military use to train their own pilots and missile defenses. Thousands of low-cost, jet-powered airframes built to be shot down on purpose. That's not exactly a side business, is it? That's the exact manufacturing discipline. You got cheap jet engines, disposable airframes, fast production line. That's what the entire drone era now needs at scale. The target drone business quietly became the wartime factory. But here is where I'm going to blow your mind. Everyone talks about hypersonic missiles like the bottleneck is the design, the exotic materials, the classified aerodynamics. It isn't. The actual bottleneck is far more boring and far more physical. Somebody has to manufacture the solid rocket motor that gets the missile moving in the first place, at a scale the US industrial base simply stopped building for decades. Kratos is one of the only American companies still producing solid rocket motors and hypersonic test systems at meaningful volume. And it just broke ground on an entire new hypersonic test facility in Ogden, Indiana. Purpose built to keep pace with the Pentagon that suddenly wants this capability yesterday. And you can design a hypersonic missile in a lab. You can't manufacture propellant in one. So what happens when the Department of War decides it wants all of this? The drones, the targets, the propellant, the engines, all at once and at volume. You see where we start seeing that backlog? But look, Kratos ended the first quarter 2026 with a consolidated backlog of $2.01 billion and a bid and proposal pipeline above $14.3 billion. For a company guiding to roughly $1.7 billion in revenue this year, that pipeline alone is more than 8 times the size of the entire company. Management call it the largest backlog in the company history. You see, Kratos, it doesn't actually compete with the primes. It sells to almost all of them. Every major defense contractor building a drone program, a hypersonic program, or a missile program eventually needs a cheap engine, a disposable airframe, or a solid rocket motor. And Kratos is frequently the only supplier, small, fast, and specialized enough to build it on the prime's timeline instead of its own. It's already partnered with Airbus on unmanned systems and integrated its own J85 engine onto the Army's Firejet drone program. Proof the model works across more than one customer at a time. First quarter revenue hit $371 million, up 22.6% year over year, a fourth straight quarterly beat. But full year free cash flow has guided negative, $85 to $105 million underwater. Kratos is spending faster than it earns, on purpose, funding new factories and test facilities before the Pentagon's money has even fully arrived to fill them. So yes, they are burning cash, but to build the capacity the backlog already promised them. So, this gives us two concrete things to watch. First, the new hypersonic test facility in Odin, Indiana, which becomes operational as the US pushes to actually field, not just design, hypersonic weapons at scale. And second, Valkyrie production itself is scaling roughly fivefold from around 8 aircrafts a year today to a targeted 40 a year by late 2027. The clearest real-world signal yet that the loyal Wingman drones are moving from prototype to program of record. And in June, Kratos announced it's expanding production into its Spartan turbojet engines to keep up with the rising demand for missiles and loitering munitions. The same disposable hardware thesis showing up in a third production line at once. The market has been punishing Kratos on nearly every earnings report this year, even the beats, because the free cash flow is in the red. That is a real number and a real risk if the spending environment ever cools. But it is the wrong number to be staring at if you ever want to actually understand what's happening underneath the stock price. The backlog, the book to bill, and the bid pipeline, 8 times the size of the company, are telling you the Pentagon has already decided. The next war gets fought with expendable hardware, not just exquisite hardware, and Kratos is one of the few companies actually built to supply it at volume. Smart money is underwriting a multi-year manufacturing ramp. Retail is trading a headline. Which one are you doing? Let me know in the comments below. And look, if you guys are into like supply chain dependencies or customer concentration, I put all the bottlenecks on my website for you guys to see. You can check it out at MyStockHarbor.com. This has been Sundance. Keep your course steady, guys.